everyone. Another new artist for me today, and it is going to be Sheryl Crow. I don't even know if I've heard this name before. Maybe one or some of you have mentioned on YouTube, perhaps, but it's a name that I don't recognize as coming up very often, so I really know nothing about her. And so I'm going to sit down and read. I'm sitting down already, actually. I'm going to read, and then we'll listen. Sheryl Suzanne Crow is an American singer, musician, songwriter, and actress. Crow has sold more than 50 million albums worldwide and won 9 Grammy Awards from 32 nominations. Oops, maybe I should know her name. In 2006, Crow was a recipient of the American Academy of Achievement's Golden Plate Award presented by Awards Council member Steven Spielberg at a ceremony in Los Angeles. Okay, on November 3, 2023. Okay, so this is, some of this is pretty recent. Crow was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All right. If It Makes You Happy, by the way, that's the name of the song I'm listening to today. If It Makes You Happy was released as the lead single from her 1996 eponymous album in September of that year. The song peaked at number 10 on the US Billboard Hot 100, becoming Crow's final top 10 solo hit in the United States and at number 9 on the UK singles chart. So it sounds like she's actually a pretty notable artist. Maybe not such a household name as, say, Led Zeppelin or something like that, the Beatles, but still somebody I ought to know about, right? So let's listen and see what I find out. So I was interested in the guitar sound at the beginning. That's what caught me first. It's a sort of distorted sound, but it's being played in a sort of strummed acoustic style, and it gives a very nice mix feel between those two styles. I kind of feel like this could be I'm listening to the melody. It's very simple. In fact, looking at the lyrics, which are kind of clever, aren't they? I was thinking, this is the sort of melody you could put any set of lyrics to kind of quickly. And it's just there to carry the song, to carry the lyrics and be a song. And even the accompaniment, the riff, all of that is incredibly simple. Bum bum dee 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 dum bum dee 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 dum. And but I really like this guitar sound that's coming out of this song. Actually, I like it. It has the gentleness and the texture of strummed guitar, but it has the sort of a grittiness, the strength, the character, the personality, the that comes from a more distorted, and which is often when guitar is played that way, it's more played like a melodic instrument. You hear more sustained. But this is an interesting cross between the two, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I think that it works very well. It sets up this sort of ostinato pattern that we can fall into, and it kind of drives us along, and we can just sink into it and feel the rhythm, enjoy the texture of it, all of that. I haven't talked about her voice. I'll save that for a couple more minutes because it's worth talking about, but I want to listen to her some more first.
Are you so sad? Get down, real low down. You listen to Coltrane, derail your own train. Well, who hasn't been there before? I come round,
Nice melodic guitar too.
around the hard way. Bring me comics in bed, scrape the mold off the bread, and serve you French toast again. But okay, I still get stoned. I'm not the kind of girl you take home that makes you happy. It can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad?
Okay, I'm starting to sort things out in the mix here. So the guitar I was talking about, I guess that was actually the rhythm guitar, because, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it was certainly serving a rhythm role, but it was so prominent, I took it as being what I would say in classical language, the first guitar, the first violin. and but then just after I had talked about that, the second verse came around, and then I heard the melodic singing first guitar. So I'm using a bit of my classical lingo here. First guitar, second guitar, but the second guitar kind of took the prominent sonic role here, and the first guitar took more of adding a touch of a few lines, a bit of color, a touch of spice, flavoring here and there, interacting with the voice more. So that's kind of how I feel about it as far as what I think is happening, which guitar is doing what. Also, although it's not a really outstanding line or anything, the presence of the bass in this song feels very important to me, because it fills up that space where we need a big full sound to give it this feeling of depth and substance. And there are points where it's moving from one pitch to another, kind of walking from one to another or sliding from one to another, where it is actually very audible and again serves as a little bit of spice or flavor or a dash of color in that moment. And I enjoyed that. Now her voice fits this incredibly well. I would enjoy if it were maybe a little bit more volume in the mix, because I feel like all of the instrumental stuff is almost covering her voice too much. And I know it's just a balance of how the recording mix was done, but I would actually enjoy hearing her voice more front and center without losing the strength of the instrumentation. Just my personal feeling about it. Because I feel like her voice has this sort of it has a little bit of a hardness to it, just a little edge to it. It's also rather dark and deep. There's a sort of husky quality to it, which fits the topic of the song. It paints the picture really well. And so I feel like I would really enjoy being able to hear that even more prominently, have her more in the spotlight. Anyway, personal feelings, but I like the way her voice fits the topic and also fits the ensemble as well.
And why the hell are you so sad?
It does have a quality of sadness to it, doesn't it? Wooden flute. Nice mix here.
We've been far away from here.
You hear the bass just humming and the
Put
boom,
on
boom,
a poncho, wait for mosquitoes, and everywhere in between. We're okay, we get along. So what if right now everything's wrong? If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy,
You know, I feel like the best thing about this song is that it embodies the mood that the lyrics are trying to express. This refrain, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? And this questioning of, you know, this actually, it's interesting because I feel like her voice and the entire song, even the rhythmic ostinato pattern that I was talking about, which at first gives it a sort of drive, but by the end you just feel like you've fallen into this sort of static rhythm that you could go on with forever and ever and ever, and it would just carry you with it. It's as if that is the life. That is the life that is being lived. And it's so funny because she expresses it so well. And the song expresses it so well. I start thinking of her as being in this state of incredibly sad, even though should be happy. And in fact, somehow it makes me happy, but still there's sadness there. You know, everything that's expressed in the lyrics, I start thinking of as her, as being her, and not her speaking to somebody else. It's almost like she's talking to herself and questioning her own feeling of this constant weight of sadness, no matter how happy a moment seems to be. I don't know if it's meant to be that way, or if it's really supposed to be thought of as addressing somebody else. But she's made it so much her own. And that's what I found kind of the special thing about this song, is that you start to feel like you're just being drawn into her world and her experience and feeling things. Oh, what was the name of that song? Gotta think of it. The singer, the composer is the poet, the Jewish poet.
Suzanne.
Yes. Okay. So I remember when I listened to Suzanne by Leonard Cohen, and actually in the end, I didn't think of Suzanne as being, a sad person, but at the same time, this somehow takes me back to Suzanne, and because they're both such melancholy, they had these complex feelings mixed in, and somehow I feel like, we could take this as being Suzanne's side of the story, Suzanne's talking to herself, rather than Cohen's part of the story. It just came to me at the moment that it could actually be that. You could pair them together incredibly well. Well, now I feel like I have to go listen to Suzanne again. Now I'm going to have to be very careful that I don't somehow mix up Sheryl Crow's name with Suzanne and get all confused, because this has made such a link in my mind. Well, if I mess things up in the future, you can always laugh at me and say, hey, it's Sheryl, not Suzanne, or it's Suzanne, not Sheryl, whatever. Anyway, it's interesting to me that I enjoyed this song in spite of the fact that it kind of, there are things about it that are exactly what I very often get tired of in songs, meaning very repetitive, simple harmony, along with a rather unimaginative melody. I mean, usually I need something somewhere, rhythm, harmony, melody, something, or something doesn't even have to be terribly interesting. It just has to feel, it just has to have something that feels a little bit fresh, a little bit, or very intimate. I guess it's more the intimate side that really caught me here, because this is a rather intimate song, and I won't say there's nothing that really caught me, because actually it was the instrumental ensemble balance, and it just works so incredibly well for this song. So it's my first exposure to Sheryl Crow. I don't know what else she's put out. I feel like I need to check out another bit of her music to kind of build my familiarity with her. And I will do my very best in the future not to call her Suzanne. I'll see you soon.